Yeah, I remember that video. What about it? I'm not.
Go on, Engidu. It's Toad, your favorite. Fine, I admit it. Fighting all 8 of you is just too much for me. Not? Ha! I lied! Have at thee! Why, I've been had! This is far from the strongest of spears. I feel so betrayed! Goodness gracious! I, just remembered something. I must say, I quite enjoy these tussles. I feel we've gained an understanding. An understanding that I will pound you silly! Ha-ha! Rocket punch! Rocket punch!
wonder if we'll ever be able to get to the other side of this bridge. It's all busted up right now. But, I hope we will. This land over here is a section of Kortha. And of course that portion of the map used to be open in 1.0. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, that was the direction of the map. Like you went that direction on the map to get to the one.
I won't go out so easily.
Not can't. I guess it would be like in the Korthus zone, and I don't remember what it was, but there was a couple of, oh yeah, it is bright. Oh, nice. But there was a settlement that was over on this part of the landmass. And I believe that this was at one point a bridge that you could travel over in 1.0. So be interesting to see what kind of role this plays in the future. But it's interesting to note that, like, you look at this side, you can see the nail over there. That's a pretty clear landmark of Central Korthus. But no real distinguishing landmarks over here. That's what I was kind of curious to see. Because I haven't done this in so long. Is if there was going to be any kind of, like, clearly distinguishing landmarks. But, no. Wasn't tiny. It was like the only, like, sort of city settlement that existed in Korthus in 1.0. Hang on, let me pull up the 1.0 Korthus map. I'll find it. Okay, it doesn't have the name on it, but I definitely found it on the map. Here's a link. Here's a link to it. So this is the original 1.0 Korthus map. And basically the section that we have now is if you look at it, it's basically divided up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections. And the section right smack dab in the middle, with the little arm leading off to Ishgard, that's what we have right now, right? So this fight specifically, Battle on the Big Bridge, that bridge exists there in, like, so if you're following that portion of the map, there's a bridge that exists right there, and you could travel across that bridge. And on the other side of it, you've got this landmass that apparently that's what we're looking at on the stream on the other side of this bridge. But you could actually travel to that portion. And if you look at the 1.0 map, in the very bottom right-hand corner, in this, it's like a section of the map unto itself. You actually had to travel through a couple of tunnels with a bunch of aggro in it to get to this little settlement that existed out there. It wasn't much. There were like a couple of huts and like a windmill. But if I'm not mistaken, it was the only place that actually had NPCs that you could get quests from, that you actually needed to get quests from. I mean, there were Aetherites in the area, but that was the only like settled portion of the map. Let's see if I can get an annotated map going up in here so I could figure out what the name is. I feel like the name's kind of important. But I have another point to make about that 1.0 map, and it's about the upcoming 2.4. So just remind me to go back to that, because I just want to look to see if I can find what I'm looking for here. What's the current Corthus map? That's Shroud. Here we go. Oh, I need to bookmark this site. I found this once before and it was great. It was a perfect resource. Written so fucking tiny. I honest to God cannot read that, and it's like supposed to be really clear. I forgot that Mistbeard Cove was a place that you could go to, too. I think that might now be referred to as Sestasha. I could be wrong. You know, I had to minimize the chat to look around. Owl's Nest. That's what it was. Thank you. Yes, Owl's Nest. It was something to do with birds and nests. That sounds correct. Okay, so anyway, that was like the one settlement that existed, right? Okay, so if that, let's say in theory that still exists. Clearly, the land mass still exists. The bridge goes to somewhere. They wouldn't build a bridge to nowhere. This isn't Detroit. So, hopefully, as a part, what I'd like to see as a part of the next expansion is I'd like to see some of the other Corthus areas come back into play. And here we actually get to see it. It still exists. It's not like Bahamut blew it away. So, I mean, maybe we should devote some resources into repaving this fucked up bridge here. I don't know. Just seems like a suggestion. But anyway, okay, so I had a point about Snowcloak, too. So, if I direct you back to the map that I had linked here up in the chat... if you look at that map, and you basically kind of parse out, where the northwestern portion of Central Corthus is within that old 1.0 map, because you still got the section in the center. That's the nail. That's still there. Still exists. All know the nail by now, and then it's basically pretty much a similar map pattern. So if you follow all the way over to where Snowcloak would be on the 2.0 map, which that would be right near Behemoth's Dominion. You go past the up road to Behemoth's Dominion, except you keep going straight, And then you look right, and it's a wall of ice. Okay. That is another point on the map, on the Korthus map. I feel like I should just go to these fucking places and stop talking about them. At least give you guys a visual guide. This is dumb. Let's go. Let's go on a field trip. Field trip time! I don't know if we're doing it. We're probably not doing anything serious, Ryuko or Ryuichi, for the rest of the night. My sleeping pills are in me, and that means that my time on this earth is limited. This is, for once the playlist works with me tonight. Okay, so we're gonna go to school, ladies and gentlemen, fellow streamers. I will be your professor for this evening, Professor Aniero, and I've taken quite a bit of downers to be able to prepare for this event, and I think I am as calm and relaxed, but also enthusiastic and welcoming everyone to our tour of Korthus and where the maps end up opening up in 2.4. So let's take a look at our map. This is gonna be fun. Let's start. Let's start with the fight that I was just currently at. That was the Battle of the Big Bridge. It starts down here at Dragonhead, so that's the direction that we're gonna head. So I trust that everyone has the map that I linked earlier in the chat room. I hope that you all have that pulled up, because we're going to be doing some map comparison here in a moment. But until then, enjoy your lovely view of Eorzea. Yes, it is like 3 a.m. over here, and if you're wondering why I'm getting goofy, it's because of drugs. Right? Isn't it down here? Is that the thing? Griffin Crossing, right? Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so here we have the point on the map. Let's bring up the 2.0 map right here. Okay, on the 2.0 map, there's a few points to where they could connect to further portions of Korthus. And you can see these pretty clearly on the 1.0 map. I feel like I should have pulled up on the stream. Give me just a second here. Flying by the seat of our pants. I've never done this in this state. Okay. Yes, there we are. Wow, it just takes over the whole stream. That's cool. How about we make life a little bit more reasonable? There we go. It's still unreasonable, yo. There. That's better. Alright. So let's get into this. Let's kind of take a second, and I'm probably going to forget what's what. Okay. Here we have your 1.0 map, and essentially you can fit large sections using the nail right there. Boom, boom, boom. The nail in the center. Using that as a guiding point to sort of like transpose the zones that we have over what we had in 1.0, right? So the fight that we're currently looking at, that happens right down here. Right down here. Okay? That is an adjoining area here. I don't know if you can see my mouse movements. I don't know, because it might. This is the part where it gets really weird. But if you see the bridge that pretty much is in the frame of focus, okay, that is the bridge that you do that fight on. And that there is a pretty significant size of land that exists on the other side, including stuff that's been well traversed in 1.0. So I have my point is I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see a couple of other different zones open up. I'll make my point about Snowcloak here in a second. Okay, so I don't know why people are following me at this point, but okay, I'm making some goddamn points. You guys are along for the ride, I guess. Sort of feel like one of those crazy conspiracy theorists, like, no, I swear to God, this is what's gonna happen. Okay. Interesting to note, over here, even though it looks like, you know, at a couple of points, you could make tunnels or ways to get to other places. Really can't. There's really no connections on this half of the map. Also, keep in mind that there's a zone that exists between Mordona and where we currently come out on the Korthus map. There was initially another zone in there, too. It's really interesting because I've got the 1.0 map pulled up as you know, as I'm like going along, and how pretty fucking close they made it. They did not stray too far from the original maps that the world was. Okay, so the point. Let me get ready to make my point about Snowcloak. Sorry, I kind of spaced out. But here we are at Snowcloak. Yeah. If you go to Korthus and open your map, you'll notice that there's a point on there that says Snowcloak, and it's right here. And son of a bitch, doesn't that also seem to be the name of the new dungeon? Well, it's pretty safe to assume that that's happening right here. But what I'm a little bit more curious about, if you allow me a moment. Right, so here we are. We're at Snowcloak on the map. You can see, zoom in, Snowcloak. That's specifically where we are. All right, so let's bring in that 1.0 map again. Okay, so if you look dead center, right? All right, so the way I always get my bearings on this map is find Ishgard. Ishgard comes down where you think it comes down, like on the Korthus map, it does now. And then to your right, you've got the area with the amphitheater and everything. And then to your left, you've got what ended up becoming Stone Vigil. And then you move down, and you've got that big circle carved out. That's the nail right there. All right. So you keep moving west past where Stone Vigil eventually is, and you get to another bridge. It's only the second. It's the second bridge. There's only two of them that you run across, and the only other one is the one that we just did on Battle of the Big Bridge. So you would think that, okay, if that's what that proper size, that's supposed to be the proper size for that bridge, there's probably going to be one over on this side as well, which is why I'm so interested in the Snowcloak storyline. Is I really want to know what we're doing there, and like, what's the impetus? What's the call for help? What's the call for need? Because I think that could add a lot to the story, and I've said for a while that it would be cool to have a dungeon that presented a fairly high challenge that was a barrier for entries to get into another zone, whether it be an endgame zone or whether it be like just a zone where people can hang out or whatever. I think that would that would be a really well incentivized reward. I'd probably bitch and complain about it like crazy, but yeah. But yeah, I'm very curious about that bridge and about what happened, and still, because that this entire continent, this entire landmass, this portion of the map still exists. In theory, we haven't heard that it was blown out of the side of the mountain by Bahamut. And it stands to be mentioned that these portions of the zones were, I don't know that any player ever really got to explore them, at least fully, because they were full of extremely high level mobs. And then there's this guy up in the northeast. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how anyone got. I have no idea how anyone got there. But yeah, that would also. I'd be really interested in knowing what the fuck that was. So, anyway, sorry. Enough about talking about maps. Were we doing things? I'm starting to be inebriated. I feel like I just ranted about things. In any case, those fucking tunnels should still be there, and we should be able to go back to those zones. I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of, like, that this expansion is gonna do, is that it's got to be expanding on Korthus zones, because they've built up Korthus. I can't believe that is just gonna peter out and or resolve itself in an expansion or two. That just doesn't seem. I don't know. Like, they didn't even come to us with aid for the fucking calamity. They were just like, nope, we're gonna fight the dragons. So, yeah. I'll tell you, if I ever got the chance to switch sides to the Empire, I would do it. So I think they know what's up with the Aether. Not so sure about these 7 scions. These 7 gone. Seem like a ragtag bunch to me. I'm sorry. I'm getting silly now. That's cool. Miri, were there any, like, notable graphical, like, settlements or, like, I don't know, anything that stands out that were deep in those zones? Up where, specifically? Like, very northwest, very northeast, I would hope. I've also wondered more than a few times, what if Tanaka had ended up continuing to produce this game, how different would it be? Like, I mean, some of the stuff would have been able to be fixed, but, like, it still would have been, I feel like, oh, damn, a very differently fundamental game from what it is now. Well, guys, I think that little map lesson might be the thing that wraps it up today. Because I am starting to fade. All right. I am gonna call it. I keep expecting someone to like answer me and go, yeah, let's call it. Oh, I forgot. It's just me. I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/limitbreakradio. You can also check us out, facebook.com/limitbreakradio. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's at Limit Break Radio. You can also pick up some brand new LBR swag if that's your thing. If you like t-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, phone cases, all kinds of hilarious stuff that you'll never possibly need. Well, it's got the Limit Break Radio logo on it, so why don't you buy it? In fact, my shirt came yesterday, and I'm very happy, very, very happy with the print job that I got on it. So, sorry. Oh, coughing right into the mic. That's never fun. So why don't you check that out? That's limitbreakradio.com, and then look for the loot button, or you can go to cafepress.com/limitbreakradio. I'm trying to remember what else. If you're going out to FanFest, make sure that you come out and say hi. Both Nika and I will be out at FanFest gathering some audio clips and interviews from players out at FanFest. We'll be rocking our LBR t-shirts and swag, so it should be fairly easy to track us down. You'll definitely want to find us during the event. And then after I want to say it's the dev panel gets wrapped up on Saturday. We're going to be looking to grab some kind of table or a booth, but we're going to set up our studios in a hurry and try to stream as soon as the convention starts letting out. So that's really exciting. No word whether we're going to be able to stream the wrap up on Twitch or not. It's looking fairly dicey here. We had to throw out a great guest from earlier because she just went too goddamn long. So if you want to hear that interview, I guess I don't know. There's not much. What am I I totally lost my train of thought. It's just gone. I was in Rambletown. I think I was half asleep. Where the fuck was I going with that? Holy fuck. That was an amazing line of bullshit until it just went off into outer fucking space. Just at some point I realized, wow, the last like 4 words that have come out of my mouth didn't make any sense, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm almost terrified to go back and listen to it. Anyway, buy our stuff, cafepress.com/limitbreakradio. Yeah, please, if you are coming to the LBR after party, please RSVP. There is a Facebook event. It would be nice to have a good idea, a head count of how many people were coming. I'm just trying to remember if all our bases have been covered. I think they have. This has been fun, Twitch. Just hanging out, you, me. do this again more often. I still feel like I'm really awkward and bad at it. So that's gonna do it. I wanted to make sure. Oh, we're at 12:52 hours. 12 hours and 52 minutes. I feel like we could just go for 13. Just say that I could. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm not properly even saying sentences. I'm just saying words. It's not worth it. We're not doing a challenge. It'd just be for my own. Oh, look, it skipped up another number. Alright. Snowcloak, everyone. This is where your new dungeon's gonna be. I just remembered the other thing. Oh god, it's almost 4. Yes, I know. We're such a classy stream. Anyway, thanks guys for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to try to do this again tomorrow, although I am not sure what time. But, yeah, please, limitbreakradio.com. Make sure you are going there and reading what we put up. Listen to our old podcasts. They're way better than this. Way more structured than this. They're sort of better than this. I don't know. I hedge that bet. They're not. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm just being self-deprecating. All right, guys. I see. I'm used to having Kahlo or Juxta to go, you're being full of shit. And then it's like, ha ha ha, look, it's a thing. Anyway, okay, I'm going to bed. Thank you, Twitch. See you tomorrow.